The Lands and Surveys Commission started work on the policy in late 2017, and already the Commission has put together an initial paper which has been submitted to the Commission's board for review. The board's subcommittee is currently working in tandem with the policy division of the unit. Chairman of the Lands Commission, Mr. Trevor Benn, told Nightly News on Monday.
It is our intention, however, to have widespread consultation with this policy before it is enacted. We are going to be going to the regions to talk to members of the communities in relation to this matter. So the subcommittee of the board is looking at all of those issues before we begin actual work on it.
One component of the Commission's work is to mobilize resources, since the exercise can be very costly. It is intended to take into consideration recommendations made even by the man in the street, who the policy will benefit. Mr. Benn explained the reason for such a policy.
It is important that people have tenure for their land. So importantly, the policy will address issues of tenure. How would one, a resident of Guyana or a non-resident of Guyana, acquire lands, and once they acquire it, what standing do they have in relation to that land? It's going to address that. They're going to address how we develop those lands and which area, for example, is set aside for what purposes. So hopefully in the end we could be able to, through the land policy, determine the uses for the land, which region or which part of which region we're going to use for what kind of purposes, and how would an individual be able to access that land if he or she wishes to apply for it.
Apart from the countrywide consultations with stakeholders, Ben said the policy will also take into consideration recommendations from the Land Commission of Inquiry that was commissioned by President Granger.
The land COI, which is ongoing, I'm wondering if you would plan to use recommendations coming out of that COI for the policy.
Okay, well, first of all, I should say that the Land Commission of Inquiry is a presidential inquiry.
Right.
So the recommendations coming out of that inquiry will go to His Excellency, and he will determine which recommendation will be implemented. And once he has made that determination, we will have no other choice as the National Land Agency but to execute the implementation.
The Lands Commission is targeting the end of 2018 to complete the National Land Policy. However, Mr. Benn said the Commission will be open to additional input over the course of the 4-year life cycle of the Sustainable Land Development and Management Project. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.